Today, I'm gonna build not one, not two, but three microscale Lego dioramas. The Lego Ideas Jaws, the T-rex Breakout, and the Dagobah Jedi Training. They're gonna be added to my extensive selection of over 30 microscale mini Lego sets. It's been a while that I don't do a new one, so today I'm gonna give you three. The first one is gonna be the easiest one to build, and it's gonna be the Star Wars Dagobah Jedi Training. You can see I already built up the base. It's basically 2 layers of plates and tiles. This is gonna be the water, the swamp area. I decided to go with this teal color because I don't have the transparent clear green pieces. And the floor here in dark tan is gonna be 1 tile taller. Here we have the 3 characters. This is one of the way that you can build in micro scale. So basically scaling the minifigure down to 3 studs. So here we have Luke, we have R2, and we have Yoda. You can see I already started to add a little bit of details. So I'm using some rounded plates with the hole inside to add a little bit of extra details so that we can have all these plants all going around this swampy area. And then we are going to start to add some very simple structures all the way around here to define the area where the Yoda hut is going to be. So here is the arch that is going to lead to the entrance. Here I have another very simple structure with a few different kind of curved slopes. And then at the back side, we're going to start to add all the tree stuff. Very simple, very straightforward. I have a basic structure. I'm mixing some dark green leaf, fern pieces, and these corner cut slopes that are gonna make a good job at resembling how the set looks. Of course, here at the front, we just need to add a few tiles to complete the finished look of the set. So here, like in the original set, we have an opening over there. I think the set is pretty recognizable and is actually very simple and straightforward to build. We just need to add the characters. So here we're going to have Yoda, we are going to have R2, and we are going to have Luke over here. Now, of course, we have one key feature of the set that need to be added. We need to add the wing coming off the water. So here I'm using this syringe piece connected with a modified plate, and I printed 1x2 tile that come from, I think, a Jack Sparrow briquettes. So this is gonna be sitting over there in that opening that I left, and now it's very, very recognizable. Of course, the trees and the foliage is not perfect, but these are the only dark green pieces that they could have worked for this. But if you have a different collection in your park, you can make it look even better. So we're gonna move this to the side, and then we're gonna move to the one that I found the most difficult, which is the T-rex Breakout. The base was pretty straightforward. Similar structure. I have 2 layers. I left the back side open without the tile, and I had a couple of details, some patches of water over there, a little bit of gray piece over there. Of course, we're gonna tile everything here. And then at the front, I added some brackets because I didn't want to have some light bluish gray here at the front to match the colors of the set. For the jeeps, for the cars, very simple, 3 pieces build. We have some roller skate for the wheels, then we have a jumper, and then dark red on top, and we have this, and we have another one that is flip over there. And in the middle, I'm gonna add this bar as the rail where these jeeps were running. On the back side, I'm using again this 1x2 with the holes. I'm gonna use some droid arms to create the fencing all around at the back. They connect pretty well there. The tricky part was to create all the sort of ropes that were break down in the center. So the best solution I found was to use these Technic pieces to keep the pieces together. This is a bit of a flimsy part, but now once we add this one, now it's a little bit more solid. The bottom one, not as solid, but is basically a similar structure. I'm not using the same technique that I use at the top because I want to create an effect like some of these ropes are broken in the middle. And for that, I'm using some minifigure ends in light gray. So because of this, then I cannot have the same connection that I have at the top. Okay, it's a bit flimsy, but it kind of works and make the set very recognizable. Now, the most difficult part of this build was building the T-Rex. Of course, the cars are not going to be very well in scale, because if I want to do it bigger, then I will have to go to a 2x3 or a 2x4, and it will become much, much bigger and also very square looking. So I scrapped that and I decided to keep them small. This is the base structure of the T-Rex. I'm using these pieces for the legs, the back legs. This also will give a good stability, so this potentially will be able to stand on its own without studs. I'm going to use this horn piece for the tail coming off here from this hole. I'm using a Travis Bick in the middle here. And then I'm going to add a bracket here at the front. I'm going to try to use the same color scheme more or less as the official set, even though this one should have been dark orange. And here we have the arms of the T-Rex with this modified plate. Initially, I wanted to use this piece, that is a bucket piece, to use the arms, but I think this one, a little bit smaller, fits the scale better. Everything started around this, so these three pieces were the ones that were guiding the size of the T-Rex. I can connect these. These also give me the possibility to spin a little bit and give a little bit of mobility potentially. And then for the back over here, I'm just using this sort of grill piece to slope it down a little bit. And this can potentially stand on its own as well. I have a connection over here, so I'm just going to lift one leg up so I can connect this down there. And then I can push the leg down a little bit so that it can press down on the car. And I think the set is pretty well recognizable. But of course, as I mentioned before, the scale of the T-Rex and the car is not the most accurate. The car should be bigger or the T-Rex should be smaller. But I think it's a good compromise. This one way more solid compared to this one that is very flimsy. But now let's move on to one that was actually quite easy to build, and I think is the better result, the better looking of all. So this is the recent Joe set. I create a base with different plates and tiles and modified bricks. Very simple, very straightforward. You just need to work out a little bit the math to make sure that everything is connected well. So you can see now the base is very solid. These are also all connected to some modified bricks. I'm using the dark blue with some white. And here I can see I have some modified bricks with a bar running through so that I can use those same 1x2 that I used earlier. This will allow me to create the shark in two halves. I try to create this a little bit bigger. Actually, if you are one of my Dreamers member, you will have access to a little bit of behind the scene of all my builds in my vlog video that I do for members weekly. You can see how I was building the shark a little bit thicker and I had to scale it down. And you can see also I was trying many different ways to build the T-Rex. I will put a link down below if you want to check out my memberships. Anyway, to make this scale better, I had to make it 4 wide and not bigger than that. And this allows me to also give a little bit of an angle so I can push this down a little bit. It should be dark gray, but I have these pieces at the front. These are the ones that were leading the shape of the shark. Everything is based around this. Now, I need to add a little bit of detail. So over there we have some open studs. That is because I want to add some more detail like in the original set with some pieces that allow this motion feature of waves created by the shark coming off the base of the diorama over there, and also they fill up the gaps quite nicely. Now, moving on, I need to create the orca, the boat. And like in the original set, I sort of build upside down. So here we have studs actually going down instead of going up. This is a very simple and straightforward base, following the color scheme of the original set. In the middle, I'm going to add another one of these Travis brick, to which I connect some details. This is going to connect like this. I'm going to add some extra details like in the original set. Here they have a sort of cage kind of thing. And then I'm using a headlight brick here on top to add a little bit of details for the shape of the boat. At the front, I'm using this slope, sort of 2x2 with a cut corner here on both sides. And again, with the usual 1x2 with the holes, this will allow me to connect everything over here at the front. So this one will connect to this one in the middle of the 1x2. And I can get this rope piece to go at the front there, press it down, and now this will keep the friction there so that I can give a little bit of extra details. Now, here at the front, this is a bit fragile, but it works kind of well. To extend the front of the boat, I'm going to use a minifigure end. It's not a super strong connection, but it works pretty well. Now, I just need one detail that is the only detail that is not solid about this build. That is going to be the fin of the shark that I'm just going to sit over there. And now you can see it's a very, very recognizable set. Definitely my best of the three. This one was the easier one to build and pretty solid, as well as this one, except the fin. This one the most fragile, but still pretty much recognizable. Let me know in the comments down below which one is your favorite. And I will put here the link to my playlist of my over 30 mini Lego sets. You can check out if there is any set that you want to recreate. And I actually recommend you to try to build mini Lego set. It's a good way to practice your mock skills, and also could be a way to have a little display of a set that you actually cannot afford, but you can recreate with your own pieces. If you want to check out some more, I also recommend you to check out the latest one, that was the Avengers Towers mini Lego set. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Ciao, ciao!